In part 2 of our adventure riding in the cab of Sky Railway's Santa Fe Scenic Adventure, we depart the Santa Fe Depot and move through restricted limit Santa Fe. Concrete ties and welded rail give way to jointed rail and old ties once we pass CP Hondo and make our way towards Lamy. Unfortunately today we are only going as far as milepost 2, which overlooks the Galisteo Basin.
Those gates come down real soon, don't they?
They do.
Wow.
All clear Ellerin.
All clear Ellerin. Santa Fe Soda 93 West, clear blocks, you got it out. Alright, down and clear.
Down and clear.
Here we go. that
Alright.
east spot there.
Clear east spot. Down and clear.
And that one's hard to see.
Santa Fe Southern 93 West, clear block east spot out.
Advance approach west spot.
Advance approach west spot. Santa Fe Southern 93 West, advance approach west spot out.
Sky Railway exists today because of a group of determined citizens in Santa Fe, New Mexico. No, we're not talking about George R.R. Martin and Bill Banowsky. We're talking about the good citizens of Santa Fe in 1879 who were very unhappy that their city wasn't on the main line of the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. Because of the topography of Santa Fe, which has an elevation of 7,199 feet, the railroad had to skirt around the city through Galisteo and Los Cerrillos before turning south toward Albuquerque near the Rio Grande River. Once convinced it was an independent survey paid for by the Santa Fe Railroad to do it, that the route would have to go to the southeast, the good citizens of Santa Fe moved to ensure that the town had a connection to the main line. Willing to foot part of the bill, they called a bond election on two issues of $79,000 and $71,000. The vote was 191 to 72 and 192 to 67 in favor of the expenditures. An election never took place in Santa Fe that was so one-sided, exclaimed a happy newspaper editor. The spur was quickly built. The first train pulled into Santa Fe on February 16, 1880, and where it joined the main line, the town of Lamy was born. With its connection to Santa Fe and proximity to Glorieta Pass, Lamy became the natural place for the railroad to dispatch helper engines to assist trains up the 2% plus grade. To get trains over the pass, a climb of 2,000 feet and about 10 miles, it was necessary to add extra engines. Lamy was the logical location for crews and maintenance facilities. 2 or 3 locomotives would be added to the normal complement of engines on each train. The 10-mile trip consumed about an hour. As one former Lamy resident remembers it, the scene was one of smoke, cinder, steam, and gusto. At the top of the grade, the Lamy locomotives would turn around on a Y and return home. After diesel locomotives started running along the line with their ability to link together, steam power faded and Lamy became a quiet village with few residents. In 1992, the Santa Fe Railroad ended operations on the Lamy to Santa Fe branch, and a group of local business people purchased the track to continue freight service and eventually passenger service. On August 12, 2012, the railroad was featured in the AMC TV series Breaking Bad, Season 5 episode Dead Freight, in which one of the railroad's locomotives was delayed at a highway crossing in order to facilitate the theft of 1,000 gallons of the industrial chemical methylamine. This was from a tank car near the end of the train. The locomotive featured was SFSR-07, a GP7U. In the credits, thanks were given to the railroad for making the episode possible. The railroad's business fluctuated greatly. In 2004, it hauled 401 carloads of freight, and in 2007 carried 25,907 passengers. But in 2009, these counts decreased to 25 and 12,208, both record lows. Towards the end of its existence, the railroad changed from separate freight and passenger operations to mixed trains, which carry both freight and passengers at least twice a week, depending upon the season.
Alright, approach 19-1.
Approach 19-1.
Filmed the one with Eric. Were you in the cab or were you riding it, or you were chasing the train?
I was chasing it.
That's right. I remember that.
I didn't have the courage to ask him if I could ride.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I really like him.
Yeah. He moved his that trailer that hadn't moved for 30 years today, by the way.
Did he move it finally?
Yes, and it
Hey,
did
it's
not
back.
fall apart on him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Down and clear.
Down and clear. So have you noticed the old alignment, the old bridge?
Yeah.
That's
Right
where
there.
the track was, right there.
Oh, okay.
Have you
Oh,
seen?
yeah.
They moved it all over to the east when the rail runner came in.
Have you seen the equipment we have in Premier Distributing? That we have a passenger car, a caboose, and a boxcar in there.
Oh, you do?
You can
Okay.
see it when we go right past.
You'll see when we go back. It's on the south end
You'll
of
see
the
it.
building.
Yeah, you'll see it right here.
Yeah.
We're trying to devise a plan to remove that. So hopefully one day, because when the railrunner did that track here, they severed the switch, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if you look to your left, you'll see the industry track that's severed, and then if you look right there, there's the caboose.
Right, there's the caboose.
Oh, yeah. Look
And
at that.
then there's the pigeon car, and then there's a box car at the north end.
Side face of 93. Go ahead, dispatch over.
Yes, there's certified all switches there. We're just on the Santa Fe or line of lock for emergency movement, correct? Over.
That is all correct. All switches line and locked for normal movement in Santa Fe. Over.
Thank you, sir.
Santa Fe Southern 93 West out. So that's the CNJ 1099 car. And that was a car
Down and clear.
down and clear that was brought here. Restoration was started, and then parts just disappeared. So we don't know what quite to do with her right now. It's kind of a hulk.
You guys don't like to store stuff at Lamy?
You know, there's limited real estate there, right? Because, all right, restricting diverging at. Yeah.
Restricting proceed.
Proceed.
Don't call it proceed.
Oh, restricting proceed at,
It
yeah.
isn't restricting diverging, but that's
Restricting
not what
proceed
we
at,
call it.
yeah.
Yeah. Copy that.
Restricting proceed. CP Hondo. Santa Fe Southern 93 West, restricting proceed, CP Hondo up.
Yeah, those cars have been there since I worked here the last time, which is
Yeah.
like 2007.
And they're trapped
Was that?
there. They're trapped.
Trapped now, yeah. Yeah.
Well, the fellow that owns the Hamilton car in Lamy, he has some deal that he owns that caboose now. We just have to get it out. So part of the plan is he's going to bring it to Lamy and do an Airbnb with that as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
About 3 to go.
3 of them. Where the concrete ties end and the adventure begins.
Yeah, yeah.
One caboose.
Santa Fe Southern caboose.
All right.
Take it nice and easy down there, right? No,
Well,
or kind
I
of
mean, we
track
just want to
speed.
get some outposts too.
Yeah,
So, track speed.
track speed
Yeah.
it is.
We had a man weed this entire line, and you'll see remnants of his weed whacker
Yeah, pieces.
pieces.
It looks great. It was just covered in weeds last year. Oh,
This line has never looked so good.
Yeah.
In my,
I was just thinking when we got on here that compared to when I shot the video of it previously,
oh yeah.
it's way better.
yeah,
It's way nice looking.
he did a great job.
Old ties.
All right, coming down.
Down and clear.
Down and clear.
part does sound really nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Slow bridge ahead.
slow right ahead. It has some soul to it. You know, it has,
It does. Yeah. Definitely does.
So Janice, we have to rebuild the caboose horn because it actually has two bells. Only one's working, but every once in a while the second one kicks in. It sounds actually really,
Oh, really?
really awesome. Yeah.
Oh. You know, it's funny.
The
every
railroad
time
also
you
offered charter and special trains.
looks like
After the close of the 2012 operating season, things took a turn for the worse. On May 23, 2013, the Santa Fe Southern board chairman announced that he had laid off all of the railroad's full-time staff and many seasonal employees. The railroad did not operate any trains during the year 2013. On April 24, 2014, the Las Vegas Railway Express announced that it had reached an agreement with the Santa Fe Southern to jointly operate excursion trains that summer. LVRE would provide the capital to restore the line to operating conditions while Santa Fe Southern would operate the trains. On September 26, 2014, despite a relatively successful first summer, LVRE informed the Santa Fe Southern that it would be terminating the operation.
That's a nice sounding horn too. It's a little more mellow. The 07 has the 5 chime, the K5, I think, K5L. So this bridge we have to do 5 miles an hour over.
This bridge probably wouldn't take that
Roy
steam
Hondo
engine,
bridge.
would it?
What's that?
This bridge probably wouldn't take that steam engine, would it?
I hope it would. It would.
I'd like to photograph this bridge sometime, but I've never been able to figure out how to get to it.
down. Yeah, there's a lot of private property around here. This is
Yeah.
beautiful. Here, we were just looking at the other day, but I don't know how you access any of this, right?
I think you have to get on the trail down
Oh,
here
the
and then
trail.
walk down
The
under.
trail's right there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do the trail.
I could do that.
Oh yeah, and then park at Rabbit
Yeah.
Road. And,
Yeah.
yeah, you can do that.
Be a good walk.
Because I was going to come see you guys, Daniel, when you were doing that track project up here.
Oh really?
And I parked there. I was all ready to come talk with you guys.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to walk over the bridge.
Yeah.
But it didn't occur to me until after I decided to not go that there was a trail right next
Right.
to it. So, yeah.
All right, all clear.
Up there.
So you have to go slow, just the engine itself with the cars.
The whole train, yeah, over that bridge. 5 mile an hour slow order. And then we have a 10 mile an hour slow order at 6.1. And then in Lamy at 0.5 is the approach to the bridge. It's another 5 mile an hour slow order. And you'll see here on the next curve around the corner, milepost 12, we just did a track project where we replaced 10 sticks of ties
Okay.
on the outer rail. And we did that in 3 days, which was pretty
good.
awesome. Yeah.
Pretty good.
This next crossing here it's a recreational road crossing. It's scary because it's blind on both sides. So
Oh, wow.
just
okay.
hope nobody in there has earbuds on, rocking out, and doesn't pay attention. We threw it to the side. They had their bars, and they're like, "Come on, guys!" So I told our rail liaison. I said, if I would have known this, I would have had you guys do this work for us ourselves, actually, you know, a month ago.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Make it look authentic.
Yeah, make it really authentic.
Sure is gorgeous through here. I guess you guys never get tired of it.
Oh gosh, it's different every day. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, these views are just gorgeous. You know, you have just the whole valley here.
Summer thunderstorms, that's going to be really great. It's going to be amazing.
Is this 15?
It says 13 and a half-ish.
Oh, that's close. It feels faster at night.
And then going in reverse, I'm not sure if, you know, it's a misread, but you're right. It does seem different, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, the flat car that's on us with us today is one of the two that you filmed with the tie train that last year when it came in.
Is it really?
This is the one that the BNSF gave us. This is the old Northern Pacific car from 1949, and it was working the MOW service in K Falls, Oregon, with the green one, and they shipped them down here for us. So it was so cool to see that.
Yeah.
And Thomas caught those cars coming in.
Through
Bernalillo, actually. Yeah.
Oh, I remember seeing that. It was
The video.
It's a long video, and then but the clip where you could see them
Yeah.
was a little bit like 2/3 of the way in or something.
I don't remember for sure. Could be.
Yeah.
I remember you were waiting for a while, and then it was the Rosario local that brought them in, right? So
Right.
all the tank cars were on it.
Yeah, all the tank cars were on it. Yeah, and I think I was.
No, I'm thinking of the 2948. Did you catch that? Somebody had video of the 2948 down in Berlin or Albuquerque somewhere.
Was it the one I said? Oh, that was railfan.net, and it was in Belen, and it was in the train. They were switching, and it was going back and forth, and back and forth.
Really?
And the doors were swinging open. Remember, the vestibule doors were.
I didn't see the flat car one.
Yeah, that was great to see them.
Yeah, I was waiting there for the Rosario train to bring those flat cars up here, and it was right during rail runner time.
Yeah.
So I think I ended up sitting at the Bernalillo station for at least 2 rail runners before the Rosario train went by.
They let them in, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, that was great because that documented the whole history of this and the move of it. To see them still in service on a
I
regular
love that.
freight, you know.
I love that.
That car still has polling pockets on it. That's how old it is.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
What are they called?
The polling pockets on the corners where they used to.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
We could try that one day.
Yeah. We might have to.
Highly illegal by FRA standards.
Yeah.
That's a riveted car, and then the other car, the green one, that was built by General Casting in 1967. That's a one-piece casting. That whole car.
The whole car
One
is?
piece.
Wow.
It's incredible how the United States used to be this manufacturing powerhouse.
That's astonishing.
I could see that at the mill, just
just one
rolls
big-
of steel coming out. You know,
Into the form.
Yeah.
I know. It is something.
that's. So here's 15 on the money.
Okay.
She starts to rock and roll a little bit, but.
Yeah.
It's a Lamy right now.
Yeah. Pretty much close to on time.
Yeah.
He was on time earlier today, so.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what happened in Albuquerque a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago? Somebody got stabbed or something. Did you hear that?
On the rail runner.
On the rail runner.
Yeah. 3 people got
I
stabbed by.
figured it was Amtrak.
No, it was a rail runner.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, down at Montano.
It's worse here.
That's what I did.
Wow. Because we heard the dispatcher telling a rail runner crew, you're going to go from Albuquerque to Berlin, Albuquerque to Berlin, Albuquerque to Berlin
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
So there must have been a bridge, they must have bus bridge somewhere along the incident area.
It was pretty much everywhere north of Albuquerque
Uh-huh.
that they had to do that because they stopped the train at Montano.
Wow.
And I think they kept 3 in Bernalillo probably 4 hours.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, some guy went crazy and
I was hoping the crime rate was going to get better under Tim Keller, but it hasn't.
no,
It
but
seems like it's
I
gotten
don't know what they can do, but I just think it's kind of a problem that I don't know how they're going to fix. Like,
Yeah. Clear.
Clear.
so people in Albuquerque say that if you call the police for just a routine thing, it could take hours for them to show up.
Wow.
So they're very understaffed. They're trying to get more people to join the police department. The thing about Bernalillo, though, is they have a 3-minute response time.
Really?
Wow.
And I have seen it in action. And you call the cops there, the fire department, the EMTs,
Huh.
they're right there. They'll bring a rescue squad, a fire truck, an ambulance, and 2 or 3 cops.
They're there.
Within 3 minutes.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
In Lamy, we have a 3-hour response time. I've seen it in
I was out there one day when they were kicking somebody off the train and they had to wait probably a good hour for the cops
for
to
the
show
sheriff
up.
to show up.
I
Yeah.
think it was a state cop that actually showed up.
Oh,
that
that,
day,
yeah.
but
Yeah, the state trooper. or
They
whatever
must have
call
had
it.
somebody
State
nearby.
police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always liked the vibe in Bernalillo. I was a flagger, so before we started running trains for the railroader startup, we had to build the stations. So
Yeah.
we were the foreman to keep the construction crews safe from Amtrak and BNSF trains. So one of the places I flagged often was the downtown Bernalillo station. That was a fiasco, but because they put 2 stations within what,
Half a mile.
a half a mile,
Yeah.
quarter mile.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not
yeah.
familiar with down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Bernalillo wanted a station.
Yeah.
And so that they appeased them by putting in.
And nobody uses it.
Nobody uses it.
Yeah. I go down there to shoot there. And it used to be a real good place to shoot, but now they put a fence along it
Oh, did they?
and a pedestrian crossing.
Oh,
So it's not a very good place to shoot anymore. But
yeah. But the mountains, the San Dias are right there. It's
Yeah.
just gorgeous.
yeah, it used to be a really good spot because you'd have a straightaway on both sides.
Uh-huh.
But it's pretty limited now.
Yeah. Almost 10.
Outpost 10.
At the end of the road, so if you go to the past Tamaya Resort,
Yeah.
and keep going down that road, it winds down to some kind of a canyon, or where is it the river is down there? I forget exactly.
I don't know. I've never been that far
Oh.
north of Tamaya.
It's interesting, actually.
I'm sure it's really pretty. We used to walk the dog down at Tamaya
Yeah.
until they said, guests only. So we quit walking her down
Oh,
there.
really? I used to take my dogs there too.
Yeah,
No.
we really liked it down there. They have
Yeah.
turkeys down there,
Yeah.
and deer, and
Yeah.
there's was evidently a couple mountain lions, but we never saw those, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I saw
That's a good thing.
one coyote down there. There's bobcats where we walk our dog, but I've never seen them yet.
Yeah.
But people report them. Yeah, it's too bad they said no, you can't walk down here anymore.
That is too bad. It was a nice little loop, you know?
Beautiful, yeah. And you could go down to the north end of it, and the horses were down there.
Yeah.
It was real nice. It's hard to even get anywhere near the pueblos anymore because they blocked them all off.
Yeah.
Is that a COVID thing or?
That's when it started, but
Yeah.
they just kept it up.
They kept it. I've seen the guards now, so they
Yeah.
kind of said, okay,
Yeah, we're going to keep everybody out now.
Yep.
that's. I don't know how to feel about that. That's interesting.
Well, we used to drive through San Felipe when we come up to Santa Fe. If we weren't in a hurry and we had plenty of time,
Yeah.
and you can't do that anymore.
Huh.
You can still get into Cochiti though, can't you?
I don't know. I haven't been down there in years, literally.
Hoping to go to Cochiti Lake this Tuesday
I hope
Oh,
there's-
are you?
with the kayak.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I
There's
have
some
my
water in
canoe.
it.
I brought my canoe here.
I've got, well, maybe we can arrange a family outing sometime.
I would love
but
that.
It would be really fun.
There's a lot of water in the river right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty high.
yeah. You know, that cluster of lumber is very close.
It is. We were
Very.
filming. Remember, the IMAX camera was
Yeah.
like clearing it like that
Yeah.
on the side. So I gotta come out with a crane truck with a few people and just
Yeah.
remove it one day.
Yeah.
Just make the point
Take
of
it
doing
down
that.
maybe.
Well, yeah,
Nice
we
material,
can use
yeah.
that material. So
Yeah.
I can load it up.
Yeah. Do you
Give-
think the crane truck could somehow move the ramp at Norfolk Rapid
Sure
Road?
could.
Could it? Cool.
Make a day out of it.
Yeah.
Because there's some other material I want to pick up along the old bridge timbers. So
Yeah.
maybe bring a couple of the Sky people who are looking for some extra hours or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
You can film our high rail trucks one day in action too.
I would like to do that.
That's
That'd be fun.
kind of fun actually.
Yeah.
I like that. We have a rail speeder. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
We have a Fairmont speeder.
Do you really?
We do.
Oh, how cool.
You got to film that. That's in the blue shed in Lamy.
Okay.
It's an early one. It's it came from the ATSF railroad, but what did Eric say, like 1950 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Wow.
It's one of the first ones, I guess.
Compost 90.
It's a cantankerous little machine. Just pop, 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 pop. You know,
Do
it's
you
like
know how to run it, or is he just...
I know how.
You do?
I'm not an expert on it, but I know how to.
Because he said it's even hard to start. You gotta,
It-
you know...
Starting fluid and
Yeah.
it's
I've heard they're really scary when they start going fast too.
Yo, it's like you're sitting there and there's like pulleys like right here. You know, it's just
Gosh,
like
yeah.
wow. It's
Because that's our backup high rail for
Yeah, I know.
two times a week track inspections that have to take place for us to run past.
Eric had to take it out with Mike once, remember?
Yeah.
Because the high rail, I forgot what it was. There was
Yeah.
some problem with
Yeah.
the red truck.
Hey, at least we have a plan B,
We do.
such as it is.
Be better than walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think those rail explorers would have been cool here. Those rail bikes.
They would have been.
That would have been amazing. You talk about just an amazing rail.
I thought that was something that you guys were going to do.
It was, and it kind of got kiboshed because of the whole 285 crossing, because they insisted to be out of Lamy. There was a few moving parts that just didn't work out, right?
Yeah.
And they insisted to be out of Lamy, which is fine because that's kind of great. That's just there. But to cross 285 on that with those things was scary, right?
Yeah.
And you have to flag it, and then it turns out And MDOT says, well, you can't just flag it. You need to have like the cones like turn
Turn it
two
into
lanes
one
into one lane.
Yeah.
So it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
So they just finally said, oh, forget it.
And the other idea, we were talking about is that Rapid Road, build
Right.
a spur
Right.
so that they could pull off, and then a shed to keep the equipment or something. And then,
Yeah.
But they really wanted Lamey, which I
Lamey.
understand because there's amenities there.
That would have worked out nice if it would have worked out,
Yeah.
and but oh well. But I got to ride one a couple times, which was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's probably like a go-kart on track.
It's incredible,
Yeah.
and you feel every little.
I bet.
So like I said, you talk about it, just an incredible rail inspection
Yeah.
vehicle. That's the one.
I'd like to see Eric in one of those.
Oh yeah. Well, it was Mike Cardinal, Alex, one of the owners, one of his guys, and myself. And I think it was milepost 7 we came down, and we're going back on the other side. And we did the whole thing, we put our hats back and like, all right, let's see. And we got up to 26 miles an hour or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah. So that's a record.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast and
Oh,
little
for-
tiny
yeah,
thing
it's-
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like this bridge, Janice doesn't even have a marker on it. What milepost it's
Yeah.
missing. I think people steal them.
I'm going to ask Eric, and Eric, I've realized is a perfectionist, and he won't do it if he won't do a half-ass job.
Yeah.
Which means sometimes the job doesn't get done.
So it's the
I'm gonna ask if on the blank ones he can just spray paint the number because
Yeah.
we have a new guy coming, and it would be helpful to know.
To do that.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll go for that, but we'll see.
I could look into the whole reflective plaque thing and start just
Yeah,
doing
start
it just with the
there.
bridges,
Yeah.
and then eventually do the actual mile markers.
Yeah. I just want to get something on
Something.
sooner than that even, just spray paint the number on
Oh
it.
yeah, that would help.
Can't you just get one of those reflective yard signs or
I know we
yard
should.
number signs? Put it
From
on
Home
a piece
Depot
of
and just
board.
get- yeah.
I mean, it's like the right size.
But I want to do the mid-century one, the nice script like I have in 2948, just kind of
For the bridge?
Yeah.
For the bridges? Yeah.
like the home address.
Nice.
Somebody would really steal them.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
That's true.
Roger, a couple other ones transferred. You can't hear me at all on the other ones, over.
Gorgeous
Yes, I
day.
have your scoop, over. Did you copy that? I have your scoop, over. Okay, sounds good, over.
Isn't there a big, is it a brewing company where the Jackrabbit used to be?
Yeah, Bosky Brewing.
Did you ever go there?
Yeah, no, it's real good food.
Is it?
Real good service, real
Okay.
good beer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I recommend it.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of the baristas, longtime baristas from Java Joe's, Eric, went to work there, I believe.
Okay.
So he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He first like a sailor.
Well, they'll fit right in.
Yeah.
No, they're real good people. They're real nice. They like our dog too.
Yeah.
with a heart.
It is?
Yeah, it's real goofy looking.
Huh. Yeah, they kind of did a remodel on that and the prices went way up.
Well, they're all condos, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife owned the one that we lived in for a while, and then when her mother passed, she inherited another one. So now we've got a rental property in Park Plaza,
Oh,
which
so you still have condo there that you
just
rent out?
one. Yeah, and the people that have been in it for years, so they're getting a really good deal on their rent because we could probably jump it up $400 a month,
Yeah.
$1,200, and still have no trouble renting it.
What? How big is it?
800 square feet.
Okay. And so you're paying $800 a month?
Yeah, which is like way below market
That
rate.
really is.
Way below. That place is weird. I didn't really like living there.
Yeah.
They, it's almost like living in a nursing home
Oh,
Huh.
because I mean seriously, everybody there is like 1,000 years old, and they're just as crabby.
You know, when we first moved to Albuquerque, there was a house on Los Alamos Street, that little street right down from your building. It was the smallest house in the area, and we made an offer, and for some reason it didn't work out. And I have a feeling there was asbestos insulation in the attic, and they didn't disclose it.
Oh yeah.
And it just didn't work out. I mean, you can have that remediated. It's not the biggest
Yeah.
deal in the world, but you know, I love that area. I go down there to walk my dog past the mayor's house. He's the dude that leaves his lights on all day long, you know, on the outside porch light, which drives me nuts. But that's the area I walk my dog in because in my neighborhood, there's loose dogs like it's rampant, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get attacked. And,
No.
yeah.
No, the country club area is beautiful. We didn't have a dog then, but we did used to go down there and walk.
Yeah.
Of course, at Christmas time, it was the perfect place to live because you could just walk across the street.
are we down? Yeah, down and clear.
We're down.
Yeah, you can't go wrong buying property in the country club area.
Right, I know.
That would have been a good investment, even if you did have to dig this asbestos
I know
out
it
of
would have been.
6-1 bridge coming up here.
6-1 coming up.
Yeah, a few of the evening trains, sometimes we stop right around the corner back there at milepost 7-ish. Just
Okay,
hang out
yeah.
there and then go back into Santa Fe. So just a quick little jaunt. That seems to work out. There's our 10-mile-an-hour speed restriction on this bridge here. It is a beautiful line, though. You know, it's just such a gorgeous scenery.
It really is. And it's
Yeah.
not going to change either.
Yeah. All right, we're off.
How fast will this locomotive go?
Oh, it'll go 60 if we open her up, but I've only had it up to 50. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say, where was
30
that?
on the in town, and then some max, you know, we'll go. You know, we have 15 on this. You know.
We can't exceed 30 because we don't have event recorders.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Our maximum
Exactly.
speed. I've taken this out on
Santa Fe Southern?
In 1993.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's called.
I thought it was later than that.
So they had the 92 and the 93. 92 they sold.
Yeah, we packed it up, and she had a catastrophic engine failure.
Yeah.
Santa Fe Southern didn't have the resources to fix it, so we got her, ready for the main line, and I shipped her off at Lamy. So she had a 24L brake system.
The older, yeah.
And she had dynamic brake blisters, but no more dynamic brakes. She was a nice engine.
That one was a ex-ATSF square cab,
Yeah.
also likely 7.
Yeah.
But I think, what did Eric say? It's living in
Somewhere.
Arkansas or something.
Yeah,
it's
she's
like a
still
plant.
working.
Yeah. Plant locomotive or something.
Yeah.
I have a video of it.
It still has the same paint job, doesn't it?
I have a video of it in a CSX train flying through some random town, dead in Kansas, probably
Wow.
right after you sent it out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that Ted Rose paint scheme was pretty cool.
Very nice.
Santa Fe, so yeah, that was.
Really liked it.
The yellow and the red.
Yeah.
There's an HO scale company that's
Intermountain or something. Yeah.
they're
I put a
coming out.
pre-order in.
I did too.
Did you?
I did too. Actually today even.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just saw that they're putting a 93 out in HO scale.
This
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
In HO scale.
And the old Santa Fe Southern livery. So
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That is cool.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty
Wow.
excited about it.
We'll see when they actually make them. I think they have enough pre-orders by now. I did mine last year at some point. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
In 2019, Santa Fe residents George R.R. Martin, Bill Banowsky, and Catherine Oppenheimer purchased the railroad and rebranded it as Sky Railway. The railroad features themed excursions between Santa Fe and Lamy with varying lengths of travel and duration. The rolling stock has been repainted by Joe Rail Numina, a Santa Fe muralist, and a dazzling array of blues and whites to complement the New Mexico landscape. The locomotives still bear the reporting marks of Santa Fe Southern Railroad SFSR.
You want to video our weed spraying operation? No.
Nice little doggy.
Milepost 5.
Hi.
Yeah, clear.
Down here.
I sent Eddie a message about the Acoma, the AC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
How long are you guys going to keep those cars?
Indefinitely as we know it. You know, it's just kind of the deal where they made they negotiated with Ron Ashcraft with Acoma and with the Wheels Museum with Silver Iris, and Santa Fe's the home for it right now. So
Good. I hope
yeah.
it stays that way. It's good
Yeah.
to see them being used.
Yeah, it is. It really is. great to see him in the movie too.
that.
Yeah, that's
I'm looking forward to
that's
that.
gonna be really, really great.
I wonder if those cars have ever been filmed.
That's a great question. I don't know.
You know, I'm almost wondering if Optima, which was on the original Super Chief, could have been part of the Harvey Girls movie.
We have to see
We
on
should,
the movie.
because, I mean, that would be interesting, especially for the Harvey weekend. You know?
Well, I was looking for in that 1954 movie I sent you, that where the kid gets off at Lamy. I was looking for when there's a few shots of the trains, you know, the Super Chiefs, and I couldn't make it out. So
Oh.
I was telling Daniel that we used to ride the Super Chief from Albuquerque to Chicago, so I've probably ridden in that car before.
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Did you see the one that's out of LA? The Super Chief, like it stops in Pasadena and all that, and
I probably have seen that one.
it's about the same era. It's a color, 1955 maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look for
And
it for sure.
it's great. It shows the engineer, and he's just in the original, you know, with the hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he's, you know, in the F unit and just waving at all the people, you know, the regular customers along the line. You know, it's just really cool. So it stopped at some stations which are not even there anymore. You know, because they bypassed in Pasadena. Now that line goes between the 210 freeway, so they bypassed a lot of that old trackage that's gone. So a lot of those depots are not there anymore.
That's good that there's some video of it.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Well, let's score.
Quattro.
Enjoy the downhill. It's like the biggest downhill stretch, I think, on the whole railroad.
This one is. It's the
Yeah.
most consistent.
Yeah.
It's still loop-de-loos a little bit, but it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we ran our Christmas trains to about here, and then went back to Lamy, the bunny hop trains.
Do a lot of these houses decorate for Christmas?
A few of them had.
A few.
What's it called? The little candles? It's a New Mexico.
Luminaria.
The Luminaria. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a New Mexico thing, right?
It is.
Yeah. So you call them luminarias, and I'm so glad you do that, because there's such a big discussion about
Farolito.
farolitos versus luminarias, and I've always called them luminarias. And
I mean, a farolito is technically a lighthouse. I mean,
Yeah.
El Farol means the lighthouse.
The lighthouse.
So
Yeah.
farolito is a little lighthouse. So
yeah,
a luminaria seems more, you know,
well, that's
descriptive to me.
what it was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
When I heard farolito, I thought, what are you talking about? Where are you from?
We have our gal. She changed shifts, so I forgot her name.
Tanya?
I think.
Yeah.
There's this beautiful 39 Cadillac sitting here.
Oh, really?
It's been there for years, supposedly. I like to buy it one day if it's for sale, but it's just been sitting out.
On Amtrak 176 West, reporting clear on track 15282. Between milepost 836.2 and control point Madrid on the main track at 1431-1431. Is that correct, Thomas?
What we call the Breaking Bad Bridge up ahead, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's that. They filmed it all right here.
That was the best part of that whole series.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here it is. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is beautiful. Look at that.
All clear.
Everything else has got in that garage.
I know.
Janice to Felicia?
Eric thinks that the owner of it passed away, and they just kind of were keeping it there. But it's just because it used to be a lot more activity.
Oh, Wayne Carini.
Yeah, exactly. Chasing classic
Yeah,
cars.
exactly.
Janice to Felicia?
I met him once at SEMA in Las
We're about
Vegas.
10
Yeah,
minutes away
really
from
cool guy.
our
Yeah, he
stop
seems
at
like
the Overlook.
he'd be a real good guy to meet.
We are about 10 minutes away from our stop at the Overlook. Over.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
that's the only episode of Breaking Bad I ever watched was that scene.
I've seen all of it, but that's
Have you?
probably the only one I'd watch again.
Oh yeah.
Once is enough. It's fun to recognize all the places in Albuquerque that you know.
Oh, I bet, yeah. My daughter says that music during that scene gives her anxiety because it's kind of like this, you know, it's really, it was done great. I think that's one of the highest rated episodes, actually.
Oh, I'm sure it is, and it should be.
We still have the wrench he used. It's in our storage of the actual one, yeah.
Cool.
Because Eric said that they were using a bigger pipe wrench, which was too heavy, and he was complaining, so they went to the hardware store in here and got an aluminum wrench for him.
You can auction it off.
I should.
Yeah.
Where did the pipe? I don't know.
Almost 3.
3.
Does George ever ride the train?
A couple times he has. I'd like to give him a cab ride. I told him that once, and he loved it. But he's focused so much on his HBO. I don't know. He writes some kind of a book or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess he's got other stuff to do.
Yeah, he's got some stuff to focus on supposedly. I'd love to give him a cab ride and let him to, you know, run the engine, just light engine back and forth one day. It would be kind of a neat thing. But
I'm sure he would love it. Jeez.
I gave him an engineer's hat, so he's got that.
There you go.
He's halfway there.
Yeah.
It's
That's all
already
he
got the
needs.
suspenders.
Yeah, it's the suspenders.
Switches, restrict on Albuquerque, main 1, main 2, all line locked back for main track movement, and their engines stored there in 3, 12-track, correct, over?
So, Janice, what do they switch in Albuquerque to get out on the main? She said all switches aligned and locked for main movement in
Copy, all
Albuquerque.
correct, thank you.
That's
Well,
interesting.
The BNSF yard is there.
Okay.
So it sounds like they had to take an engine off of Amtrak 3.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and so they put it on the BNSF. It depends. So yeah, there's multiple tracks off of the main track, the 2 mains there.
Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 more tracks that you can set stuff out on if not in a yard. The 2 yards are the railroad yard and the BNSF Cavado yard. So yeah, there's several places to come out onto the mains.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's weird about the engine because I think when it left Chicago, it only had 2 on it. So I don't know. There's
Well,
a-
they'll probably put a BNSF freight unit on it.
yeah, usually they're running super late if that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a quick change
Engine failure. Yeah.
at all. And then with the BNSF unit, they can only go 70, not 79.
Yeah, so the late gets later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of those late trains that come, if it's 4 hours late, they're guaranteed to have 5 hours late
Yeah.
freight unit on it. You know.
Yep.
Engine failure somewhere.
Those are fun to photograph, but
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
sucks for everybody else. The last time that happened, he came through Bernalillo right at dawn,
Oh, cool.
and it was a friend of mine running it, so that made it especially cool.
Oh, that was the number 3 because I remember he came in Lamy at like early.
It was
that
like
morning.
16 hours later.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
absurd.
God. What friend of yours was running it?
Clem Harris.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
know.
Clem, yeah,
Yeah.
he's the engineer. He comes in hot and lays down.
Yeah.
He knows how to run that guy.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, he's a good guy.
He was one of the original engineers with me on the Railrunner.
Yeah, that's like it would have been.
Yep.
And you know William Deal.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, he's
Big deal.
big deal.
Photography.
He's a good friend too.
Big deal photography.
He's a good friend. I like those guys.
Yeah, really nice guy.
I love how
And
there's
you
people
know
that race
Steve?
horses there.
Steve Esteban Montoya. He's a conductor.
Oh yeah, Esteban Montoya. Yeah, he actually gave me this. He does woodworking stuff, so he gave me this plaque or this woodworking thing. It's about this big with yard limit on it, because that's my
Oh, wow.
YouTube channel.
Oh, that's
very
so
cool.
Oh, I love it. It's hanging on my wall in my office.
You know, Steve started here.
Did he?
I was one of his conductor trainers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
that's so
started. He
cool.
worked here in 2004.
That is so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, he He's got a long history of railroading with his family, and I guess he grew up near Chappelle.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. You know Elijah Cross?
No.
He's another conductor also. Pretty recent though.
Oh, I think I met him. Is he slender? Very
Yeah,
slender?
yeah.
Yeah. I think I could meet him with Steve actually. Yeah.
And a really good photographer.
Oh.
Really good photographer.
Here we are, milepost 2.
Janice and Felicia?
This is a nice spot.
Beautiful spot.
Well, that took us an hour and 10 minutes.
All right.
We left a little late though.
Yeah, they have to wait for some people, so.
So I'm thinking only 15 minutes.
In part 3 of our adventure, we will be riding in the caboose of the train, and we invite you to join us on the adventure from milepost 2 back to Santa Fe. As always, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.